I hate Redditors who play support. Okay, this is why I hate support players, guys. I hate support players because they are literally allergic to good takes. They're just fucking morons. They're idiots, and I fucking hate them. I hate them. They never have any good takes. It's exactly what ruined Overwatch. Why is Overwatch shit? Because it's just dominated by supports. How many times have you died and you hear this?
I am ready to put on a show.
How many times have you died and you hear that? It pisses me off so fucking much. This shit pissed me off so much. For real, I can't lie. It's so fucking annoying to get support players that's just all too late. Or like a tank dies, two tanks die, and then you hear, I am ready to put on a show. Yay, yeah, put on a show for my fucking, for their cold, dead corpses.
Alright, so of course, in Marvel Rivals, there is support hate, and it is coming from none other than Necros. Now, I actually liked Necros in the beginning, up until I saw this shit. This is insane, bro. This guy is blaming supports for basically why he loses games and why just supports are like the worst out of all the factions, out of DPSs, out of tanks, out of strategists. He's basically saying here that supports are the reason why you lose most of your games. And just recently, he tried to double down on this take. He asked his chat, who are the ones that are most at fault for losing games? And of course, you know, the chat is smart in this scenario, and they all are typing DPS. Because that's true. But he still thinks it's the support. So he thinks support players are the reason why you lose games. Now, sometimes they are, that's true, right? If a support player is just absolutely not doing nearly enough for you to win the game, then yes, that's true. But most of the time is what he's asking. And the real answer to that are DPS players. And of course, you know, he's a DPS player. He's well known for being a really good Spider-Man. So of course he's going to slide for his DPS homies. It is 90% of the time the DPS's fault why you lose games. I just got off Marvel Rivals before recording this. The DPS were the worst players. I'm a support player most of the time. I play mainly support and then Vanguard, and then I play DPS third most. 90% of the time, it is the DPS players that are at fault for why I'm losing games, and I guarantee most of you can relate to that. In Marvel Rivals, the ones that don't switch off of their role are DPS. They are quite literally famous for not switching off their role. Everybody knows, it's common knowledge, that DPS players will insta-lock, right? Or will still pick DPS when the team needs, say, a support or a tank. And then they'll proceed to have a terrible game. They're known for that. So to say that the support players are the ones that are at fault for why you lose games is literally just straight up wrong. And it's kind of idiotic. And he's a very good player, right? He's got to be top whatever in the world. It's actually kind of shocking to hear such a brainless take come from a very good player. And before any of y'all say that this gameplay is me playing DPS, yes, that's true, but this gameplay was for a read video that I just recently made. I got no gameplay of me playing support as of late, so don't come for me for that. And of course, now we have the new support strike that's going on, where it literally seems like no one is picking support. I wonder what they're picking. I wonder what kind of players aren't picking support. I'll give you a hint. It starts with the letter D. You guessed it, it's the DPS players. The DPS players are the ones that are actually causing this so-called support strike. They're the ones that are insta-locking at the beginning of the game, right? And then not switching off when the team has 4 DPSs and like 1 healer. They're not switching off. They're throwing games. It's genuinely, it is infuriating when I see it in game, right? Or, and it's not only that, or it's when they're doing so terribly, right? And then they refuse to switch off. So it could be, you know, like 3 DPSs, 1 Vanguard, and then say 2 healers, right? They'll be doing so terribly, but they refuse to switch off. They could easily go another tank, you could do 2-2-2, but they won't switch off. It's those kinds of players that are the reason for this so-called support strike. Yet Necros still believes that it is the support players that are at fault for losing games. And I'll say it again, yes, there are times where they're quite literally not doing their job. They're not using the character to the fullest, right? But to say that most of the time it's their fault is just wrong. It's wrong. They're literally the ones keeping you alive. They're the ones keeping you alive. You should be helping them if they're dying too much. They need to be protected. So I think his take is completely wrong. Most people seem to think the same. Bro's getting canceled right now. And honestly, rightfully so. Because that take is just absolutely outlandish. If he takes it back, all is forgiven, right? But it's just completely wrong, man. Support players get the most hate in general. This is kind of like rubbing salt in the wounds. They do the most hard work in the game. Their job is harder than a literal 9 to 5. That's a joke, obviously. But it's partially true. They do the most in the game out of the team. I'd say Vanguards do the second most, and then DPS have to do the least work, right? Their job, deal damage, get the kills. It's simple. Healers, we got to go through the whole ringer, bro. So this take is just, I think, completely wrong. Let me know what you guys think. And if you disagree with me, tell me in the comments. I'll argue. I love doing it. See you all in the next one.